There were people that were working on this project to build this space, to build the spaces next door and make it what it is. It's just a profound impact that these people have had. So the three main groups that I really want to thank here are Empire State Development, and we do have Steve here from Empire State Development, and that's what allowed state funding to come in. He had foresight in seeing that this was a space that needed to be renovated. And then I want to thank JCC, who is taking the spaces next door, and their involvement is what allowed the funds to come into this space. So give them a hand. And then I want to thank the people who are now our landlords, and who are the ones who worked with the architects and the construction crew and everything to get this space to what it needs to be. And that is Neighbors of Watertown. Specifically, Reg Schweitzer, who I've had the pleasure to work with for the past, I think it was the beginning of 2023 when we first started talking, and they went back and forth between different things. He's like, "You wanted this space?" And I was like, "I do." And he's like, "Hey, you can't have it anymore." And then he's like, "Well, wait a second. You can have it, and here's how." So is he here? Where I can't even. He's right there. He's right in front of me. So, would you mind coming up and saying a couple things about this whole project?
You're used to being on a microphone. This is probably the last thing that I really think about. Joe asked me to say a couple things about the project and how we got to be here tonight. One of the things that I was trying to recall, I can't quite remember, is how the heck did we meet? Did you come to us? They put us together? Yes. Excellent. So I could not recall that when you were starting to say it, but this is a project, and I'll give credit to ESD as well. Steve really had a strong hand in this. Early on, the funds that came to this project were from 2018 DRI for downtown Watertown. This was $10 million that came to downtown Watertown, the entire thing, and ultimately JCC had this brainchild of having a co-work space. A couple of years went by.
Since we started in 2020, in some way, shape, or form, you have supported us, and we very much appreciate it. And so that's why we wanted you to be the first ones to be in this space to see what it's like and experience it for yourselves. So, give yourselves a pat on the back for doing that for us. Thank you. So, as I said, we started in 2020 with the idea that we actually did want to create a space like this. I had gone to Homer Center for the Arts to see a show. It was really cool. It was a low-key vibe. It was an old church that they had redone. And I thought, why doesn't Watertown have a place like that is solely dedicated to the performing arts? So that was the initial idea behind Harmony, but there were things that were happening when we were formed in 2020 that would have prevented us from being able to do a space. You can guess what that is, yes. But in the meantime, we were able to do a lot of other things. However, now we've gotten to the point where we have this space, and let me tell you, it is a lot different than what we probably thought we were going to get, right? Because a nonprofit that's just starting out and being able to get into a space, you're thinking, let's get a room that exists. Maybe we'll put some paint on the walls, we'll put a little stage over there. But instead, we, by some fortunate circumstance, were allowed to be a part of this entire project, which is just absolutely phenomenal. And my face gets shown a lot in the news, and somebody called me media whore or something like that. So, whoops. It's owned by Neighbors of Watertown. This portion, part of it's JCC, part of it's kind of neighbors, kind of a collaboration, if you will. So some of these offices that you'll see over here are going to be used for co-working spaces where someone can, on a month-to-month basis, lease these spaces and have access to Wi-Fi and the kitchenette and the copy room area, things like that. So, and that's at a decent price, I think it's going to be as well. So that'll be really cool. I'm going to just kind of walk around and you can kind of see everything, and then we'll show Alex the bathrooms if you want to see those. And all that. I should have turned on all of the lights. If I knew where all the switches were, I would set up. And then I'm going to go this way. There's only one way. For Alex, the bathrooms are here. And that goes back up to the strand area. These two,
I'll test them out later.
these two buildings were never connected before. In the basement, they went through like, I don't know how much you said, it was, I'll say like that much, like just rock down there to get through to connect the basements together. These usually had been storefronts, and a lot of the brick, I believe, was mostly here. So yeah, and the tin ceilings here are the original tin ceilings taken down and restored. Any questions on this space that I didn't say a whole lot, but
Is there going to be a test later?
yes, there will.
Okay.
Here, but this is a completely new balcony. So they tore down whatever was here and they built it out, extended it longer, put in this so that the spaces can be either disconnected or connected. So you'll see in the middle there that can actually push out and into the walls. And so it would be completely open up to those thresholds.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yep. So this is kind of shared space. We would request use of it on a night when we wanted to have a show here and be able to have some seating up here as well. And then there's a conference room here that's the neighbors JCC collaboration access to the rooftop. And there was a door that was over here that you could get out into the rooftop, and there was no railings or anything like that. I don't know what was done up here, but you could get up here. This space never existed before, so this room was newly built on to the two buildings on the rooftop, and an entire wood patio extends a good portion of the roof. And this is all shared space that will function, you know, we don't know exactly how it'll function, but it will be used for some pretty cool things. Whatever you can imagine.
Can we break into a rendition of Get Back?
Yeah, of course. Yes. Have a band
To
on.
where you once belonged.